This is the 3-time Impact Wrestling X Division champion, the newest member of Bullet Club. I am the inevitable Ace Austin. And right now I want you to check out something on YouTube for me. If you're looking for some wrestling content on YouTube, go ahead and head over to the NatioNetwork. All right, they got some old school, they got some new school, and I'm willing to bet, chances are they've got something that you'll like, and that is inevitable.
And now, it's time for the most popular show on the nation, PWI Championship Challenge. And here's your host, Vince McShell. Oh, yeah!
Hello, everybody. Welcome back. It is Wednesday night. You know what that means? It is time for PWI Championship Challenge. If you are new to the channel or if you're new to the program, welcome aboard. It is an awesome time. We have a blast, and it has quickly become one of the favorites here on the channel. The ratings are getting better each and every week. We topped 200 this last week. So, hey, get involved. This is an opportunity for you to show your wrestling knowledge off against other fans here on the Nation Network. We got a head-to-head combat coming up here in just a little bit. But the way we start this thing off is first we go over a specific issue and episode of PWI from the vast library of which I have collected over way too many years. And we start queuing some stuff up here, and we can dive into that. We've got rules and all that stuff we will get to shortly. I'm about to right now go into our tab, our comments, and I'm going to post the link. And there it is. So whether you're watching us on YouTube or on Twitch, welcome aboard. All you got to do is click that link. You're part of the show. It's that simple. We're going to have you in the green room for the first few minutes while we go over what's in this month's edition of the magazine. There are going to be different articles, stuff like that. We're just going to touch on a little bit, but those are going to be clues that are going to help you in the competition part. When we get to the competition part, that's when it gets fun, because we are going to be taking a look at all of the stuff that made up the PWI magazine that we're looking at, and we're trying to see which of you knows your stuff the most and is able to produce the correct answers. We're going to go into top 10 categories in different areas, whether it be tag team, whether it be most popular, maybe WCW, NW. It depends. I just randomly select these things. And then we go down the list and we try to see who knows what they're talking about. So before we bring all our contestants in, and it looks like we're filling up a pretty good room here tonight. This is going to be entertaining. Anybody can join in. The more we got, we might change it up, do a little battle royal action. You could make it all kinds of things. So let's start off by taking a look at the issue of the magazine in question. And voila. So this is from April of 1987, right there in the top corner. You got it. Nikita Koloff, Dusty Rhodes, the Superpower Summit. They had just turned Nikita babyface at this point in time. It was amazing. Didn't see it coming. If you weren't around for that period of time, of course, Nikita and Ivan were dominating as the Russian badasses, and Dusty was always the baby face. He's in the steel cage with Ric Flair. Actually came to help Ric Flair out in this match. And in doing so, Ric Flair and the Horsemen repaid him by attacking him. And then you see Nikita coming into the cage, and this was right after Magnum's accident. And Nikita gets in the cage, and there's this pause, and then he starts opening up on the Horseman. Place pops, goes crazy. Take a look at our ringside by Billy Apter there, and it basically completely covers Thanksgiving night and, of course, the Starrcade event. And this is the one that had the Night of the Skywalkers. You see the Midnight Express, the rock and roll, the Road Warriors up there. That would be later. And it goes into all the details of all the matches. And by now, I would think most everybody's familiar with what happened that night. But, of course, the LOD went over on the scaffold match. It wasn't a pretty thing to watch. Just having people up there is insane. Ric Flair and Nikita Koloff battle to a double DQ. The Rock and Roll Express defeated Ole and Arn in a cage match. Tully won the NWA title from Dusty Rhodes in a first blood match. Let's let's see what else. Terry Taylor, there you go. Before he was a Red Rooster, wrestling Buddy Roberts. Steve Dr. Death Williams going up against Michael P.S. Hayes. John Tatum, Jack Victory going up against the Fantastics. And Hacksaw Jim Duggan. And that was UWF at that point in time. So anyway, but that gives you a little bit of an idea what was happening there. Again, this is right after Magnum's accident. So they go in here and they're talking about how at this point in time, they didn't know what the actual condition was because they weren't releasing any information to the fans. So I think the majority of us, I certainly thought he'd end up coming back. It might be a few months. We didn't know how serious it was. We did see pictures of the car, and they look pretty serious. But, it's Magnum, and he's a tough guy, and he's built tough, and he'll bounce back. But as we, of course, know, that didn't happen that way. So anyway, there's that. Let's move along. Ted DiBiase, I'm tired of being the UWF's whipping boy. DiBiase definitely got his butt kicked a few times in the UWF, but had some tremendous matches. And again, these are all clues heading towards our top 10 categories. So we know that Ted DiBiase was in the UWF. The press conference, which I've mentioned this in the past, I'm not so sure how legitimate these press conferences were, but it was with the Dingo Warrior. So whether they actually sat down and talked to him or it was over phone or maybe they made up their own answers, I don't know. But at this point, he was a Dingo Warrior, and he, according to this anyway, spoke like a pretty normal person. And just talking about how he's going to do all kinds of things. He'd already accomplished everything he set out to at this point in time, so he's going to have to come up with new goals, which, as we know, definitely went higher up. This is a 2-page spread here. It didn't quite fit in the scanner, but it is the Superpower Summit. It's the story about what happened when Dusty and Nikita getting together. And there we go. Before we move on, I do want to say something. If any of you recall a few weeks back on the Rub, we had John Crowther, the author, along with Bushwhacker Luke. And I just got my book in the mail today. So if you pre-ordered one, you should be getting it very soon, if not already. And this is the autographed version. So see if we can get that up there. There's one. And then on the back of that same, and it's actually a detachable card if you wanted to take it out and frame it or something like that. But I think I'll just keep it in the book because I kind of like that. And there's that. So between this and ODB, I got some reading to do. I just haven't had a lot of time lately. I thought I was going to during the hurricane, but I guess when there's a hurricane blowing around, you don't really focus on reading too much. And I had you guys to keep me company. So there's that. All right. So here's how this is going to work. If you're interested, if you want to partake, again, I put the link up there. And what's this say? Red. Yeah, I got your red carpet. If you want to partake, then by all means, just click in there. It's going to automatically throw you into what I call the green room. You'll see the show from that position. And then when we get to the point where we're getting ready to go live with the competition, which is very momentarily, then we'll bring you in. So with that in mind, let me just get this magazine opened up. We're going to be doing the PWI Wrestling official ratings, and boy, it's never enough light in this place. This is for the period ending December 4th of 1986. So Christmas of 86 is when these ratings were put in. The magazine, however, was April of 87. That shows you how much of a delay there was between the events taking place and then the magazines getting published and the information getting to us, the fans. So it was always a little behind, to say the least, but it's what we had at the time. And they had some pretty cool articles and stuff like that, so we enjoyed all that. All right. I think we're almost ready. Last call, as they say in the business. If you want in, now is your time to shine. You got to jump on that link. Once we bring all our contestants in, we're going to ring that bell. Once that bell rings, we are not allowing anyone else in. This is your chance, your final chance. All right. With that in mind, let's get to the festivities, shall we? Ladies and gentlemen, introducing first, He is a two-time PWI champion. He holds the highest single event score of 8 points. Ladies and gentlemen, J-Rocks.
What's up, everybody?
Say hello, Jay.
Hello, Jake.
Put some lights on it. And his opponent, he is the reigning, the defending, two-time PWI champion, wrestling purist.
And all is well in the world, baby. All is well in the world.
Oh, it's well in the world for right this second. You don't know what the future holds.
Well, I know what my day hold for today. Today
really?
was my parents' 26th anniversary of engagement, you know?
Your parents' anniversary?
Yeah, 26 years. And
Wow.
I was in my mother's womb when we were married.
Might be a little more information than I needed, but all right.
No, she was 18 at the time, from what I recall. She was stormy.
All right. So you feeling good about your chances?
Yeah. I mean,
okay.
This time I grew up. I cleaned up my act.
Okay. Well, then this shouldn't bother you at all. Ladies and gentlemen, joining us now, third participant, Forsaken 710. I hope he's here.
I'm here. You hear me?
There he is.
We can hear you.
Hello?
I can hear you. All right. I just saw the black screen. I was like, is he there?
Yeah.
All right. For those of you that have seen our past episodes of what was called Inside the Creator Studio, now called The Rub, Forsaken 710 is one of our friends and creators on the 2K game system. And there he goes. What happened?
Oh, boy.
Give it a second. I'm sure he'll be able to rejoin.
You're
Yep.
the
There
starter.
we go.
I'm back.
There he is. Yeah, I told you he'd be back.
Well, back
All
in
right.
voice, not in face.
I'm pressing buttons.
So we now have a triple threat match, and the way that works is whoever has the lowest score at the end of round one will be able to go back to the green room and watch the rest of the show while the other two fight it out to the end. For those of you that are new and haven't seen this before, yes, there are rules, all kinds of rules, and here they are.
The rules of Battle Bowl are simple. Competitors will select a number between 1 and 10. The one that draws closest to the number that is drawn will choose whether he wants to go first or last each round. The remaining competitors will repeat this process until a lineup is set. Competitors will be presented with a category reflecting a top 10 lineup as determined by a classic issue of PWI magazine. They will each have a limited time to come up with an answer as a music clip runs. When a player is called to give an answer, they have to respond within 3 seconds or they will be buzzed out of the round and receive 0 points. For each correct answer in the top 9 positions, the player is eligible to receive 1 point. If 2 or more players share the same correct answer, no points are awarded. A correct answer in the number 1 position is worth 3 points unless 2 or more players share the correct answer, which would create a draw and 0 points awarded. Each player is allowed 1 finisher that may be used at any point in the match against an opponent of his choosing. If that opponent had the correct answer, the player calling for the finisher has successfully taken the points for that question. If the finisher was used and the opponent did not have the correct answer, that opponent will receive the points of a correct answer, and the player initiating the finisher will lose the same amount of points.
All right, so there are the rules. Forsaken, which one are you? I got 2 of you. I've got one that's a full screen and one that looks like a phone screen, but they're both black.
No. You mean one is full screen and the other is YouTube 2005.
Yeah,
You know,
like
with
that.
the small screens and all. Remember?
Is he still with us?
Somewhere.
Forsaken, come back.
Hello?
Well, we'll do this to start things off. We got to pick our numbers from 1 to 10. So, J-Rocks, give me a number from 1 to 10.
5.
Purist, 1 to 10.
3.
What was it?
3.
3. 5 and 3 so far. Forsaken, are you there?
Yeah, you hear me now?
Yes, I hear you now. Give me a number from 1 to 10.
Let's do 2.
2?
Yeah, 2.
Well, that's new. Boy, oh boy. All right. Who had the highest number? I think it was Jay, right?
I had
Jay's
5.
closest without going over. That means, Jay, you
I
get to
forgot about
choose. Do you
this.
want to go first, second, or third?
I will go 3rd.
Okay. Purist, you were second. So you have a
Second.
choice between going second or first.
Second.
You're going second. All right. So it'll be Forsaken, Purist, and J-Rocks in that order for first round. Each of you has to select your finishing move right now. Jay, what do you want to use?
Sister Abigail.
Ooh, Purist.
If you expect me to say Palo Special, well, it worked the last time. Now I'm changing it. And what better way than the Stan Hansen Lariat?
I like that.
Ooh.
All right, Forsaken, what's your finisher going to be?
Let's go with the Swanton Bomb.
Oh, damn, he's going top rope on you boys. All right, so the way the finisher works, Forsaken, since you're new, we'll give you an explanation. If we get to a question and I get my answers in, and I say one of you is right, or maybe two. Well, if I say two of you, then you'll probably know which two. But as long as you have your finisher, you can play it against one of the other people. So let's just say one person is right, and you're not confident with your answer, but you're starting to think, yeah, Jay's answer is probably the right one. You can call out your Swanton Bomb on Jay. If Jay had the right answer, you steal his points. And what we didn't realize last week, and that's on me, is if that is done correctly, the person who had it done to them loses that many points. And that we weren't doing. So moving forward, the points are also subtracted from the person who got, in this case, Swanton. Okay, so let's try and keep that all together. I know we get so many rules here. We're developing this game as we go. As I asked the questions, there will be a brief moment where there will be some music. It'll sound just like that. Then I will call on you in the order that we've already established. You have 3 seconds to give me an answer or you will be buzzed. With that in mind, we are going to kick this thing off. The category.
Hey, thanks, Chuck. I mean,
the category is the women's division. Overall women's division. Once again, it's 1986 December.
Oh, brother.
I am looking for the number 10. Who was number 10 overall, all promotions, December of 86?
You hate me, don't you?
Forsaken. I need your answer.
Time.
Who do you think it is, Forsaken?
Alondra Blaze is going to be my answer for every single one.
Well, you say that now, but as you hear some of these other answers, it might trigger something. Okay, Purist, who's your number 10 pick?
Rockin' Robin.
J-Rocks.
Luna Vachon.
All great answers. And all are incorrect.
Of course.
Penny Mitchell. Penny Mitchell. She was a thing. All right, that brings us up now to our next, which is going to be number 9. Forsaken. You want to try another name, or are you going to stick with yours?
I don't know. We'll try Luna Vachon on this one because.
Okay, he's mixing it up. I like that. Purist, who do you got?
Sensational Sherry.
J-Rocks.
Fabulous Moolah.
The bitch.
Once again, great answers, and they're all wrong. Velvet McIntyre.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I
these
think
are all
I heard
legit
this
names.
somewhere.
This so far this has not been a funky list like the ones we've had recently. There's been some wacky, man. That tag team thing from last week is still stuck in my head.
What?
We are moving up to number 8.
No way.
Women's division number 8, December of 86. Forsaken, who do you think?
Oh, Jesus.
No, that's not it.
Yeah. Pass.
That's all, folks.
I got nothing.
We got nothing. Purist, number 8.
Luna Vachon.
Jay.
Wendy Richter.
We're having too much fun. Kat LaRue.
Oh, I forgot about her.
Yeah, until I saw her name, so did I. And we move along. We're up to the number 7. Number 7, December of 1986. Forsaken.
Sherry,
What was that?
let's go with Sensational Sherry this time around.
Sherry, okay. Purist.
Fabulous bitch Moolah.
Jay.
Wendy Richter again.
Correct answer was Candy Divine. A little more
Now, that's
obscure.
something
Even though
I
she's
know.
higher up the ladder, I think most people wouldn't have known that. I wouldn't have known it.
By the way, J-Rocks. By the way,
What?
do you know that in Italy we had these shows in '88 of the WWF in Rome, and Sensational Sherry fought Candy Divine, what's her name, and she almost started a riot. Like people were starting to throw shit in the ring, and the commentator, who was also the voice of the Italian superstars of wrestling, also asked people for calm. Like, it was really fucking crazy out there.
Yeah, fans thought it was all real back then too, so that has to play a little bit of a role in
Just
it.
like Vince said once, you learn a lot in the nation.
All right, we're moving up to number 6 on the list. Who do you think number 6 is, Forsaken?
Let's do Luna Vachon.
What the hell, Purist?
Wendy Richter.
And Jay.
Moolah.
Damn it, I was hoping somebody's going to get this one right. Because I'd have been really impressed. Linda Dallas. Never heard of her.
Nope.
Never heard of her. And I watched a lot of women's wrestling. I'm just saying, didn't know her. All right, this time I'm going to give you a little bit of a clue. Number 5, representing the World Wrestling Federation. Forsaken.
Alondra Blaze.
Purist.
Sensational Sherry.
Jay.
Wendy Richter.
One of you is awfully close.
Oh.
None of you is correct. Leilani Kai.
I forget. I was trying to think of her
Kai.
name.
She was the one that took on Wendy Richter at WrestleMania.
Yep.
2.
That moves us up the ladder. We are now at the number 4 female, December 1986. Forsaken.
Fabulous Moolah.
The bitch.
Purist.
Luna Vachon.
J-Rocks.
I'll go with Moolah too.
The bitch.
2 of you are right.
Boy.
Anybody going to call the finisher?
Yeah, right.
All right, we're not going to call a finisher. The correct answer was Fabulous Moolah, but because 2 of us have the correct answer, it's a wash. Nobody gets the points. And we continue the climb up to the number 3 spot, representing the World Wrestling Federation. Forsaken, who's number 3?
Yeah, Sensational Sherry.
Purist, who do you got?
Rockin' Robin.
Jay.
Wendy Richter.
One of you is right. Does anybody want to use their finisher?
No, I don't.
Nope.
I won't risk it.
Forsaken, you'll have to shout yours out because I can't see you. No one's using their finisher. The correct answer was Wendy Richter. And Jay is on the board as he tries to reclaim his championship with the first point of the round. Now,
Yeah,
that
keep
said-
dreaming, pal. Keep dreaming.
That said, as we move up to these last 2 and 3 answers, if Purist or Forsaken takes a 1-point lead on either of the other, the lowest score is eliminated. All right, 1-0 lead And we move up the ladder. Number 2. And I'll give you a small clue for those of you that have either played or been watching. This is a name that we discussed on a couple of the past episodes. One, we talked about this individual, and then a week later, I had an actual picture to show of her. Forsaken, who do you think the number 2 female in wrestling was December of 86?
So you're going to be surprised by this one, but I'm going to go with Alondra Blaze.
Purist? I'm shocked.
I don't think I know what you're talking about, but I guess Wendy Richter.
Who was already a correct answer? Okay, Jay.
I'm gonna go with Miss Elizabeth.
Miss Elizabeth? She didn't get in the ring but like once ever. Correct answer was Misty Blue Sims. We talked about her a few weeks ago, and then the next week I had an actual picture of her.
Right. Yeah.
All right. That brings us to our number 1 answer. It is worth 3 points. If Purist or Forsaken gets it, they will solidify their position into the next round. If not, there will be a face-off between the two of you to get one person eliminated. So we are up to the number 1 female in professional wrestling, December of 1986. Forsaken, who do you like?
Sensational Cherry.
Purist, who do you like?
Sensational Sherry.
Jay, who do you like?
Alondra Blaze.
This was so close to being super exciting, but it's not. The correct answer is Sherry. It is a wash. They both have the number 1 answer, and it is a wash. Now we go to a tiebreaker. How do I want to do that? Let me see.
Oh my God.
We're in 1986.
Global wrestling.
This is only for
This
is only for Purist and Forsaken. Who was the most hated wrestler in December of 1986? Forsaken.
Of course, it's obvious.
Piper.
Famous Moolah.
He says Piper. It's any wrestler now, dude. It can be
what?
female or male.
Ah,
The
wrestler.
most hated.
So, Ric Flair.
You said Ric Flair. Forsaken, you said who?
Roddy Piper.
The Rowdy Scotsman. Oh, yeah. The madness was the correct answer.
Dang.
Macho Man Randy Savage.
I forgot.
That would be way too easy. All right, we're going to try this. My personal favorite division, the state of Florida, Florida Championship Wrestling. Who was the number 1 man?
Tommy Rich.
Forsaken. Wait for me to call your name. You're number 2.
I'm sorry.
Forsaken.
Oh, I got nothing. No,
Take a guess.
Ric Flair. Let's do Ric Flair.
There you go. He did wrestle in Florida. He just wasn't another guy. Correct answer was a total package of Lex Luger. All right, let's try it this way. Who was the number 1 man in World Class Championship Wrestling from Texas? Forsaken.
Kerry Von Erich.
And Purist.
Kevin Eric.
What was it?
Kerry Von Erich.
You said Kerry. You both said Kerry. Is that correct?
Yes, that's.
Yeah.
Okay, just making sure, because if you'd have said Kevin, then you'd have been right. Kevin Von Erich is number 1. All right. We're still trying to break this tie, and I'm trying not to make it too easy or too hard. I guess I'm failing at both.
Try match of the year.
Who was the number 1 man in the UWF?
UWF.
UWF. We saw earlier that Ted DiBiase was tired of being the UWS whipping boy. I'll give you a clue. It's not him.
Of course.
That was my
I
answer.
gave you a clue. It's not him. All right, Forsaken. Who do you think it is then? Definitely know who he is. You might not know it's him, but you know who he is.
Let's do Jerry Lawler, I guess.
Jerry Lawler, he guesses. Forsaken.
Oh, me. It's
Yeah,
my turn. You just
answer the question.
Oh, Jim Duggan.
Excellent, Jim Duggan. Great guess. But the one-man gang is the answer we're looking for. All right.
Oh.
I can't give you the number one answer because it's just too obvious, and we're going to end up in a draw anyway. But I'll go with the number two answer on this one. Who was the second most popular wrestler in December of 1986? Forsaken. That's all promotions.
Ric Flair.
Purist.
Dusty Rhodes.
One of you is correct. If you don't use your finisher and you don't have the right answer, you're eliminated. If you use your finisher and you had the right answer, you're eliminated. Does anyone want to use their finisher?
I'll risk it. Come on.
All right. Forsaken, do you want to use yours?
Yeah, let's use it.
Forsaken, you're going to use your finisher? The Swanton on the Purist?
Yeah, let's do it.
From the top rope, Forsaken, he launches and he connects. The correct answer was Dusty Rhodes. However, Forsaken uses his finisher to eliminate the champion.
Oh, God.
And that is how this game is played. However, Forsaken, you no longer have a finisher the rest of the match. So Jay has that advantage over you. But you'd have been out of the match if you didn't use it.
Right. I'm happy to have gotten this far.
I know one person is not. Forsaken, hang out in the green room. We'll bring you back at the end. Hang out. All right. And then there were two. I love this game. All right. What we're going to do here, what are we going to do? We're going to take a quick break and we'll be right back. Don't go away.
When you want wrestling that makes an impact, join us here on the Nation Network. The best of the past, the present, and the future. Impact Wrestling like you've never seen it before, exclusively on the Nation Network.
All right, and we're back, and the score is now 1-1 as that finisher earns him a one-pointer. And that's a good thing it was a number two answer. All right, so if I would have said the number one answer for the most popular December of 86, the answer would have been?
Alundra Blaze.
Jay, would you have gone with Alundra, or did you have a different choice?
Hulkamania.
There you go. They're just going to end up with a draw anyway, so at least if I go with number two. And then he said Ric Flair, and I was like, most popular in 86? Okay, could happen.
Yeah.
So, good drama. Love the drama. All right, that is going to bring us to round two. Forgot to do that earlier. We're going to move to the tag team division. And again, it's all promotions. All promotions. December 1986. We know Starrcade took place. We know two tag teams that were on top of the scaffold. You can pretty much figure out the other tag teams that were hot at the time. But we're looking right now for the team that was number 10. And I'm going to give you a clue. They wrestled in the AWA. Forsaken.
Number 10. AWA. This is tough. I'm going to go with Killer Bees.
Jay?
LOD.
Number 10? For shame. The Playboy, Buddy Rose, and Doug Summers, AWA Tag Team Champions. Maybe not at that moment, but very soon after, if not. We move up to number 9. They were wrestling at that point in time in Championship Wrestling from Florida. Well-known tag team. Forsaken.
Florida. Oh my God.
Need an answer.
Yeah. LOD.
J-Rocks.
Yeah.
Need an answer.
Yeah.
That was your answer, yeah?
Yeah. Yeah.
Correct answer would have been the Fabulous Ones. Dan Lane and Steve Kern.
Yeah.
All right, moving right along. We're back in the AWA with number 8. Gimmick infringement should have been called. Forsaken.
Yeah, LOD.
J-Rocks.
These are my good ones.
If he wins this thing, I swear to God.
The Mounties.
The Mounties in the AWA, he says. Rewriting history. I thought that was my job. Oh, Lord almighty. No, the correct answer was actually the Midnight Rockers.
Oh,
No.
Gimmick infringement. I thought I handed it to you.
we're dealing with a time where I think
All right, let's move up to number 7, representing the NWA. Forsaken.
Steiner Brothers.
Jay.
Midnight Express.
Number 7 answer. Representing the 4 Horsemen would have been Forsaken.
Barry Windham.
Jay, who would have been representing the 4 Horsemen?
Ole and Arn.
That would have been the correct answer. Ole and Arn Anderson was number 7. We are now up to number 6. And I'll give you a hint. They wrestled in the WWF, and we've already spoken about them on this program. Forsaken.
Road Warriors.
Jay.
I would have said Road Warriors.
You would have, or you still will?
I still will. Yeah.
Okay. Jacques and Raymond de Rojos. Did we not mention them in some way just a little while ago? All right. Representing the NWA as the U.S. Tag Team Champions. Forsaken.
I'm so bad with NWA and WCW stuff. It's not even funny.
It's on the network. Throw something at the wall, man. We got 3 seconds. Jay.
Dusty and Nikita.
Dusty and Nikita, he says.
Oh.
Of course, that's not the right answer. It's the Fantastics. Tommy Rogers, Bobby Fulton, giving Jim Cornette fits that he is still having problems with to this day. All right, we are moving on up. Number 4 answer, also from the NWA. Forsaken.
Oh, great. Yeah, Dusty and Nikita again.
Jay.
Dusty and Nikita.
Ah!
One of you has the right answer, which means both of you have the right answer. It is Dusty and Nikita. It's a wash. We are still tied at 1. Forsaken, the longer you hang in there, the more the pressure tightens around the neck of Jay. I just want you to know that.
Like a noose.
His opponent has only had a lunge or blaze and LOD isn't answered all game long. If he loses, there may be no coming back.
I was on life support when I came in, so.
And here you are in the finals. I mean, that's how it works. Oh, Lord have mercy.
It only takes one right answer at the end.
It's a fact. 3-pointers at the top of the ladder.
Maybe we'll be at the 90.
It could happen. All right, representing the World Wrestling Federation, this tag team knew how to get it done. Forsaken.
Demolition.
Jay.
The Rockers.
Well, we already had the Midnight Rockers. How can they be there and there? Good guess, though. Correct answer was the British Bulldogs.
Ooh.
Ah,
Davey Boy and Dynamite. December 1986. At this point, they would have been in the AWA, I believe. Jay? I'm sorry, Forsaken?
Oh, the AWA.
AWA.
Right.
But they've been everywhere.
LOD.
Jay.
Bushwhackers.
Ooh.
One of you has the right answer, but only one of you has a finisher. Jay, do you want to use your finisher?
No.
The correct answer is not the Bushwhackers. It is the Road Warriors. For a second, I wish you had a damn camera on. I'd love to see your expression on your face right now as you take a 2-1 lead over the two-time champion. I'm watching Jay just squirm in his chair. What the hell, man?
I like it though. I like this competition. I don't like the be easy.
I like the drama, man. All right. And once again, for those of you just joining us, I'm not ignoring the chat, but with StreamYard, you can't see your chat and your control panel at the same time. That's something they should really work on. So eventually I will pop over there and we'll look at everything you had to say and we'll address it and we'll open the conversations about that. But for right now, I'm not ignoring you. I just can't see the chat. Okay. That brings us to the number one answer. And for the number one answer, I am not allowed to give you any clues, but this was the number one tag team, December of 1986. Think about it. Forsaken, who was the number one tag team?
Heart Foundation.
Jay. 3 seconds.
Bushwhackers.
Forsaken, whatever you came in here with, it's contagious. Now he can only get one word out. Nobody thought of the Rock and Roll Express. They were the hottest tag team going. They weren't on. I mean, I would have put them at 2 or 3 personally, but if they're not in the top, 8 or 9, then I got to figure them for number one. Oh my goodness! It is 2-1 for the rookie. Forsaken playing the role of Sam Houston here today. He was that rookie that you just never knew. Yeah, he might win this one. All right. When we return, it is for the championship with a 2-1 lead. Forsaken will enter the round. Jay has done it before. We saw it a couple weeks ago.
With Dre.
Another YouTuber. So let's stick around and see what happens with that. We'll be back right after.
Check out the fastest growing show on the Nation Network.
Yeah, it takes time, hours. People just see the finished product and it's like, oh, you pump out stuff so quickly, but people don't realize. I mean, it's a balancing act, and a lot of people don't get that.
We're the creators and talents that have provided us countless hours of entertainment.
I've been putting up Twitter. I opened like a DeviantArt account, and then I've been putting videos that I make there for my guys.
Come to sit down and share their memories, experiences, and upcoming projects.
Definitely not. The greatest wrestling game of all time? I don't think so.
Formerly known as Inside the Creator's Studio.
Wow, it's great to be inside the Creator's Studio. And who did you create today, mate?
We now invite you to check out The Rub.
I was looking at your schedule just for this past month on the food truck alone. And you got like a 1985 Hulk Hogan schedule going on here where you got like a morning, a noon, and a night, same day. Then the next day you're in this town. The next day, and I'm thinking to myself, were you that busy traveling when you were in the ring?
I know, right? I think, this year, and
actually making more money now than I'm not wrestling.
So, you know what? I'm going to make money doing this. I'm going to name my price. I am going to do conventions. I'm going to do expos. I'm going to do weddings. I'm ordained to marry people. I've done weddings. I'm the whole 9 yards, man. I absolutely said there's nothing that I can't do with this character.
And all your fans out in your nation, we love you, mate. The Big Dragons love you. I hope to see you around. Still on the road. Whoa! Yay!
Only on the Nation Network.
And we are back. It is time for the final round. It is now a ladder match to climb all the way up to the number one answer. The 3 points will probably be able to determine the outcome of this match unless one of you goes on a hell of a run in the meantime, which can happen. We're looking at the top 10 overall. Top 10. All promotions. Who was the number 10 wrestler December of 1986? Forsaken?
Paul Orndorff.
Paul Orndorff, he says. Jay.
One Man Gang.
Correct answer. Jake the Snake Roberts. Nobody gets the points. And we move up to number 9. He would have wrestled in the World Wrestling Federation. Forsaken.
Jimmy.
Say it again, he broke up.
Jimmy Snuka.
Jimmy Snuka, he says. Jay.
Bret Hart.
One of you had the right answer. If it was the last answer you gave. The correct answer for this one is Paul Orndorff.
Oh,
Damn it, so close. I really wish I could see his facial expressions.
they're all sad.
He's got to shoot. He's hitting himself in the head with it. Stupid. All right, here we go. I got to tell you right now, just looking at it, I'm shocked. That's the only clue I can really give you, other than saying he's in the NWA, coming in at number 8.
Ding.
Forsaken. Who do you think number 8 is?
Ding.
Ding?
Ding.
Of the Ding Dongs?
No, Sting.
Sting. I thought he said Ding. I'm like, Ding Dongs? That's really reaching. All right, he's got Sting. Jay.
Tully Blanchard.
Number 8. The Mac and Dream Dusty Rhodes, baby.
Wow.
Dusty Rhodes. I know. 8. I mean, damn. Came in with Nikita and all that stuff, and you're putting him at number 8?
Right.
That seemed a little bit low, but it is what it is. Moving on up, like the Jeffersons. Number 7, wrestled for the AWA. Forsaken.
Ric Flair.
Jay.
Nick Bockwinkel.
Ooh.
One of you has the right answer. But only one of you has a finisher. Jay, that's you. Do you want to use it?
Nope.
You sure?
Comfortable with that answer? You sure?
I'm sure.
Are you sure?
I'm sure.
Killing me. Correct answer is Nick Bockwinkel. Point on the board. We are tied at 2. This is probably the most I've laughed in one episode, so that's good. Hopefully everyone else is getting a kick out of it too. We're going to move to the next rung of the ladder, number 6 from the WCCW, World Class Championship Wrestling from Florida. Who was the number 6 in the top 10, Forsaken?
Lex Luger.
Jay.
Kevin Sullivan.
One of you is half right. Kevin Von Erich. Had the Kevin. I thought you were about to bring it home. And then he's like, Sullivan, world class. All right, that brings us to number 5, representing the great state of Florida. Championship Wrestling from Florida. And this guy is three ahead of Dusty Rhodes, just saying. Forsaken.
Lex Luger again.
Jay.
I'll go with Lex Luger.
Let's build the drama a little more, should we? Because they're both correct. It is Lex Luger. Nobody gets the points. We are still tied. Yeah, really? Because were you thinking of a different answer, Jay?
I was, and then I was like, I got to block him.
Yeah, I was going to say, boy, that would have been rolling the heavy dice, buddy. All right, we move to number 4 from the NWA. Who do you think, Forsaken?
Arn Anderson.
Jay.
Ric Flair.
Correct answer is Nikita Koloff. Nobody.
He was higher than Dusty?
Every one of these names we're coming up with was higher than Dusty. That's what I'm saying. I get Nikita being 4 because he was mad over, but so was Dusty, who brought him there. So it should be like 4 and 5 or 4 and 3. I mean, it shouldn't be 4 and 8.
Yeah.
But hey, if this is the wackiest thing we've seen in the PWI top 10 list in the last month and a half, then correct me then.
No, right. That tag team the other week.
That
was ridiculous.
Italian Stallion made top 10 in tag teams. Number 3 in the overall top 10 goes to this WWF star. Forsaken.
Roddy Piper.
Jay.
Macho Man.
Only one of you is right. Jay, you got a decision to make.
Oh, no. I'm not using it. Not yet.
You're not going to use it?
Nope.
You might wish you did. Correct answer is... Oh, yeah. The madness. You got the right answer. Just trying to throw a curveball at you. With that, Jay creeps into the number 1 spot with a 3-2 lead, but we still have 2 answers on the board. And the number 1 answer is worth 3 points if you get it. However, it'll be tough to get the number 1 answer because by the time you get the number 2 answer, you'll know what the number 1 answer is. So it really is going to probably come down to this one. The question is, the overall top 10, who's number 2? Forsaken.
Andre the Giant.
Jay.
Hogan.
Correct answer is Hulk Hogan.
Ooh.
That makes it 4-2. It's not over, Forsaken. If something freaky happens, you get the right answer. It's worth 3 points if Jay gets the wrong answer. So the question is, Forsaken, who is the number 1 overall for December of 86?
Ric Flair.
He says Ric Flair. Jay?
Sister Abigail.
Oh, nastiness. He's going to use his finisher to take the 3 points. And that makes it a 7-2 final score. Still 1 point short of the all-time single game record, but nonetheless, very impressive outing. Let's hear it for our, once again, new champion.
With tonight's win, you are one step closer to the PWI Grand Championship Battle Bowl. That will take place on December 28th, exclusively here on the Nation Network.
All right.
See, this is the thing. Like, Forsaken, Dre, they're the ones who keep pushing me to have these high counts at the end. Curious don't push me like this. These guys do.
The smack and talk, lay it down.
I'll take that.
Now, can you imagine if Forsaken gets on here and Dre at the same time, what my score count will have to be? Oh my God.
because it'll be like a battle royal, and they're all going to go after the guy. Yeah, you're going to be the Andre that they got to kick out. Forsaken, you made it, man. I'm telling you what, I've not laughed this much. Outstanding job. Outstanding. There was something on my mind. What the heck was it? I don't even know. Oh, yes. Heading into the Battle Bowl, December 28th, whoever has the most time as champion will have an advantage in that they will automatically determine what number their draw will be going into the Battle Bowl.
Oh, nice.
Right now, Jay is on win number 3. He had a 2-week stint, so that puts him at 4 weeks as champion. Purist, I believe, has 14 days.
Yep.
And was it Big JH?
Yep.
That had the first run there? He's got 7 days. I got to put my spreadsheet together. I was working on that, but I got sidetracked. But we'll get that together up here soon. On the Real Wrestling front, I just want to say a shout out to Casey Catanzaro. What a friggin' match that girl had last night.
I was impressed by that tag team match.
I was too. I thought I was going to fast forward that thing, and I'll tell you what, this girl, she actually stepped away from wrestling. She only did it for a few months and said, nah, I don't think so, and then came back. They gave her a new name. Man, between the moves, the way she landed them, her facials, and she's such a tiny little thing. And again, I've just been a big fan of hers ever since the American Ninja show, where she just killed that obstacle course. And being as short as she is, that should have been physically impossible, and she did it. So I'm a huge fan. I don't care if they try to push her off as a heel or a babyface. Don't make a difference to me. I'm cheering for her. So very happy to see that performance last night. Jay,
Purist is asking to be brought back in so he can talk.
I see him there. I see him there. The good thing about being host, I get to actually see all the screens, even the ones that are muted. Have you seen this trial that's been going on for the guy who did the Christmas Day Massacre, where he drove the car through the parade? So he's representing himself as his own attorney. And if you haven't seen this stuff, it's gold, because this guy is going to get electrocuted 15 ways to Sunday, deservedly so. Well, the judge keeps kicking him out of the courtroom because he can't behave himself. He's trying to get a mistrial, and she's like, I'm not going to give it to you. So, well, he's in the other room, and when he wants to object, he's like jumping up and down, waving his arms on camera, holding up the sign saying, I object, I object. And that's kind of Purist right now. So, if you go check out any of that video, it's all over YouTube, and then that's what I'm looking at right now. All right, let's bring him in.
Was it something, pal? Did you say something about me? Come on. At least I'm here. At least I fight.
He said a lot about you.
I just said Dre and Forsaken have pushed me harder than you have, and I fought you more.
Wow.
I barely break a sweat with you. Forsaken and Dre keep me on the edge of my seat.
I'll make you sweat so fast.
He said something the other day about you being his dish towel or something like that, right?
Maybe age contain all this.
By the way, speaking of news, apparently Tommaso Ciampa will be in the sidelines for 9 months.
Oh, I didn't hear that one.
I haven't either.
Remember what I said about my grandmother who had an accident and her backside is quite well. Apparently, he had this. Tommaso had an operation on that part. Now he'll be out for 9 months.
Well, damn, that only usually comes after an IRS audit.
That and the fact that apparently Wade Barrett may be open for one more match apparently in WWE.
I'm surprised he didn't. I thought he was going to come back for a match in the NWA. I mean, he's still young enough to go, and he's well rested. So unless he had a nagging injury that maybe made him step away, but I'm surprised he hasn't.
You know how you can make this better? If they bring the Nexus back and he's just the leader, the manager of the
I was thinking the same thing. I've been thinking the same thing because they have all these NXT guys. It would be perfect to do. So,
and best of all, the last match would be, I'd say this, the last match of his career would be at WrestleMania. Team Barrett Nexus versus Team Cena. Imagine if Barrett and Cena...
I don't know that we need to go that route. I don't know we need to go that route. It was good while it lasted. So listen, I want to say thank you to all of you watching. Oh, we got to get the chats in here. Hold on a second. My bad. Like I said, I'm not ignoring you guys. I want you to know that it's just the way this thing works, and I'm pushing a lot of buttons here.
Yeah, speaking of the chat, Keith,
I got it. We got Chuck over here.
Thanks, Chuck.
FTW. Now, if I lose, I can blame you for that too, Jay. That's from our friend Chuck.
That's because of your stream yesterday.
And then we have, that's right. Yeah, yesterday's stream, these guys were all predicting the matches up front, and it got interesting towards the end. But I think Jay walked away with that one too.
Yeah.
Couple of brickheads, and he says it was Medusa for one of those answers, which surprisingly she wasn't.
I know.
So Rockin' Robin, Luna. If it's not Medusa, it might be Alundra Blaze.
Just Chuck. Chuck gets it.
Yeah, Chuck, I was going to say, Chuck, you ain't got to worry. There's representation for Alundra. Don't you worry. We weren't going to let her get by.
Let me get this straight.
My friend Juan Cordero was in there picking Lex Luger. Now, depending which question and answer, he might have been right because Luger dominated Championship Wrestling from Florida in '86.
Yeah.
And again, I was here for all that, so that's why it has a very special place in my heart. Juan also came up with the answer of Sting. I'm not sure if it was the same time as Forsaken, but he was in there. Oh, here we go. Fight forever.
That's my point. But we can't fight forever. You know why? We need to go to fucking bed.
Here was a good answer that wasn't on any of the
lists. That is a good answer.
He was wrestling in the AWA. If Bockwinkel was.
Yeah, you're right.
He didn't. Well, now we didn't do a most hated list, so he might have been in the most hated. But I'm surprised he didn't make top 10 considering some of those other names. Well, then again,
right.
He was 8, so where are you going to put him? Keith O'Toole. 70 pick for Blanchard and Anderson. It was Ole and Arn, but you were close.
Yeah.
Keith, man, baby, please get on Twitter. Get on Twitter.
Yeah, because I want to go against you.
We'll send you a link. I would love to have you on this show because you have some great answers and you will push the champion perhaps right over the top rope and out to the floor.
You can do that after me.
Let's see what other cool answers we got here. The Midnight Express. Ooh.
Yep.
Wyndham and Luger. A little early for that, Keith. The Wyndham and Luger were still doing his thing in. Although, I'll take it back. They did tag up a little bit in Championship Wrestling from Florida.
Yeah.
But they hadn't done their NWA/WCW stuff quite yet. And one person had the right answer. Juan Cordero, Rock and Roll Express. Thank you. Although that was like the only thing they showed up on was that one answer.
Yeah.
Forgetting that.
What is this?
The Midnight Rockies were made for the
Dutchman Mantell. Oh, Dutch Mantell. Okay. And I can't remember his partner. Who was it? Dutch Mantell, the Jayhawkers? Dutch Mantell and shoot.
We always have this problem because we can never remember his partner's name.
No, we always have this problem because we're old and we can't remember shit. Dutch Mantell. I can see it. Oh, my God. It was right on the tip of my tongue and it just jumped out again. Well, thank you, Keith. That's just going to be one of those many things that keeps me from sleeping tonight, so I appreciate it. We had somebody else with the Killer Bees.
Killer Bees.
Yes,
and more rock and roll because rock and roll is king. I'm not sure what the Four Horsemen was an answer to. Take a guess at Ted DiBiase. Here was a name that didn't show up.
You're right, yeah.
So in 86, he's not the Intercontinental Champion quite yet because that's WrestleMania 3. But he should be in the WWF.
I thought he was, but I didn't. I don't know why I
didn't make the list. Oh, that's
right.
Kind of interesting. Well, again, we've seen some wacky stuff on this top 10 list. I see a lot of Luger. Holy cow. Luger's showing up a ton. Ooh, another one that we didn't see.
Yeah.
Great Muta was also at that point in time, Muta was in the Championship Wrestling from Florida.
Oh, was he?
Yeah, with Oliver Humperdinck, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
Yeah, he was there in a faction with Humperdinck, Cowboy Ron Bass, Outlaw Ron Bass, depending which name he was using at the time. And they were kind of friends with the Sullivan family.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Did he still have the did he still have his manager from the beginning? What
Who,
was
Muda?
his name? Yeah, the manager from the beginning.
Well, at that time, his manager, I believe, was Sir Oliver Humperdinck. Humperdinck managed Bam Bam Bigelow in the WWF.
Yeah, by the way, just to make notice of one thing, Chuck, the alien, oh, wait.
Hulk Hogan was the number 2 answer.
Yep.
How about you? Whoa.
Yeah, I've been watching Tales from the Territories to try to brush up on some of this old school wrestling a little bit.
Well, that's a good idea.
No.
Forsaken right now to get
no,
ready to dust off his membership to the Peacock and start getting into the 80s.
Yeah.
80s and 90s, because most of my magazines really would be. I think I finished off around 1997 or so far as buying them.
Yeah, that would have been me right there. I would have been your guy for 97.
Well, the way it works, I just randomly reach into the box and yank one out, and then whatever it is the one we're going to run with. Let's see what we got here. Just watching World Wrestling Federation Superstars from 93. Very
By
cool.
the way,
let me
say one thing. Chuck, the alien, apparently gave a response saying, "Purist is the Andy Kaufman to Jace Lovler."
I hate that I missed that. I hate the fact that I didn't catch that. That officially gets the Comment of the Night award.
No. I like Kaufman. I fight, man.
Yeah, but he don't fight much. One pile driver, done.
So does that mean I have to use pile driver next week as my finisher?
I was thinking in my mind when I said it, but that's up to you. Anybody here a Walking Dead fan? Do you guys watch Walking Dead at all?
Yes.
So last week they had, I think it was last week, I might be a week ahead because I have the AMC Plus.
Speaking of
But
Kaufman,
they had the episode of Walking Dead where they actually had pro wrestling going on. Hold up, Purist, hold up. We had
remember this kid?
Purist, hold up. Talking over the host, that's not nice. Okay, we had the wrestling match taking place in Walking Dead.
Okay.
Last week or the week before. In the
I
Commonwealth.
Yeah.
Okay, well, anyway, for those of you who watch Walking Dead, you at least know what I'm talking about. There was a wrestling match, and I was going to say, for a bonus question, do you know who one of the wrestlers was who was a former WWE star?
Chavo Guerrero.
No.
Because
Forsaken, what are you thinking?
I didn't see it.
You're not a fan of Walking Dead?
I actually am. I kind of fell off after Rick.
Yeah, a lot of people did, but I'm telling you, the show's still good. And they're down to the last 3 episodes, technically speaking. Then The Walking Dead goes away, but then they have all these spin-offs that they've already told us about.
Sure.
So we now know that Negan and Maggie get a spin-off, so they're not going to die. Daryl gets a spin-off. He's not going to die. He was supposed to be going with Carol, but she decided not to do it because they're going to be filming in France, and she's just not looking forward to living in France, I guess. So it's just going to be him. So she could die, but they're not going to kill her because they'll bring her back at some point down the road. And Rick and Michonne have a spin-off. So all these people are definitely not going to die in the last 3 episodes. But anyway, they had a match in their Commonwealth community that they're now kind of dealing with, and it featured somebody who I looked at as I know this guy. And then they had the behind the scenes after the show, and it was Percy Watson.
Really?
Yeah, I was like, damn it, I knew he looked familiar. But he had a full beard. I mean, a big-ass beard on, and it hit his face to the point where I didn't recognize him. But as soon as I heard who it was and looked back, I was yeah, that's him, totally. And I don't know who the other dude was. Probably some indie guy or something. I don't know. But Percy Watson was in The Walking Dead a week or 2 ago.
All right, anyway, before we go off, at this point, I need to do something. I mean, I have
go off anyway.
So I'd like to, just to make this I would like to use this opportunity to promote someone else's work. There is a famous YouTuber called Solid JJ who does these fantastic voice dubbing videos, like funny videos. I'd like to tell you a transcript of one of those videos. What if Marvin the Martian from Looney Tunes invade the Earth, but in reality? Greetings, Earthling. I come from the planet Mars. Surrender now, or you shall be obliterated. And Riddler Spargood says, yeah, okay, Doc. But before you start conquering the Earth and all, do you know yourself what you're buying into? 5 minutes later, even the children? Really? Afraid so, Doc. So, what's your plan? Death ray? Bigger death ray? Fuck that. You guys are horrible, horrible people. I'll go conquer Juniper. Or something like that. And at least they're cannibals. Send a postcard.
That's all, folks.
All right. I want to thank you guys for being with us. Forsaken 710, thank you for being our mystery opponent tonight. You got to come back and do it again, man.
Absolutely. Thank you, fellas.
That was great. By the way, everybody check out Forsaken 710. He's got a YouTube channel as well, and he does really, really great creations. What is that the same way to find your work on the community creations tab for 2K22?
Yep. Just look for
Forsaken 710. He's got so much really good stuff that I've already got a bunch of it in my library as well. J-Rocks, he's got his channel going. What episode are we up to?
This will be the 3rd episode of Nitro coming out tomorrow.
And just search for J-Rocks on YouTube, and bam, there he'll be. All right. Purist, you got no channel yet? You got no channel, Purist?
The arena sucks ass. I mean, with all due respect, I mean, I expected you to do something more classy and refined, but holy fire.
Says the guy who got eliminated in the first round by the rookie. Come on.
I mean, who's booking this shit? Vince Russo?
See, that's the thing. I just got to step back and let them fight it out.
There you go. All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we ain't got to go home, but we got to get up out of here. I'll see you guys next week for some more PWI Championship Challenge. Until then, peace.
Say bye, Jay.